Okay, so this video, we've started it yesterday, wrapped it up today. We are writing absolute value equations from graphs. So the three things that we got to do first is we need to find the vertex. Okay, so we're going to call that H and K, just like we've had in the past. One of the things we're going to do is we're going to find, we can either find the y-intercept or a point that we can use, or a point so that we can use our x and our y. Okay, but we do need an ordered pair. The easiest one would be the y-intercept, and so we can go from there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to sub into the formula g of x is equal to a, the absolute value 1 over b, and then we're going to have x minus h, absolute value, plus k, and then we also end up having to either first solve for a or b, and we let the other variable be 1. Okay, all right. Okay, so what we got is our first picture here. The green's our absolute value equation. So what we're going to do is we're going to let b equal 1. So if we think back to our formula, which I'll slide back down to real quick, we're going to say that b is equal to 1. So this whole statement right here is just 1 because 1 divided by 1 is 1. All right, so then what we're going to say is hk, which is our vertex. All right, so our vertex is going to be this point right here. The bottom we're counting by 2's, so my x coordinate for my vertex is -2, and then I come up to 6. All right, now I can either use this point or this point as my number 2. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the y-intercept, and I'm going to say that it's 0, 0. Okay, it's just obviously this point 0, 0 is going to be a lot easier than even -4, 0. Okay, so working with what we know, we have g of x is equal to a, and then I already know that 1 over b is 1, so I'm just going to go like that. You normally don't have to write this one, but just to kind of let you see where it came from, that's what we're going to do. All right, now this g of x comes from this y here, so that's 0. We're solving for a because we don't know what that is. Absolute value. This x comes from this x, so that's going to be 0 minus. This is h, that's the h. So I'm going to change that to plus 2 because it's negative here, makes it positive here. Negative, negative makes it positive. And then I'm going to go plus 6. Okay? And then I'm just going to solve for a. So I'm going to subtract the 6 over. 0 plus 2 is 2. Absolute value of 2 is 2, so I have 2a. So I divide by 2. -3 is equal to a. Then the question is, does that make sense? Well, it does because my graph is upside down, right? Instead of pointing up, it's pointing down. And then it looks like it's been stretched this way. So my g of x is -3 absolute value of x plus 2 plus 6. And that's my equation. Just as okay. So just like the one before it, we're going to let b equal 1, and then we'll do a couple examples where a is equal to 1 as well. Okay, so hk, again looking for that vertex, we're going to see that it's at -4, -6. Let's go for that y-intercept, and that's going to be 0, 6. Okay, so kind of the same process. G of x is equal to a, and then we're going to have x minus h plus k. All right, so I'm going to see if I can do this a little bit. Let's get you different colors. That is my g of x equals a, which is what I'm looking for. And then my x comes from the 0, so that's 0. And then I'm going to come up to here and go minus my h, which is going to be here at the negative 4. So that makes it into a plus 4. And then this k is this guy right here. So we're going to go minus 6. Okay? So that's where all the letters, all the numbers come from. And now we're just going to solve for a again. So I'm going to add 6, which gives me 12. A, and then 0 plus 4 is 4. Absolute value of 4 is 4. So I'm going to divide. So 3 is equal to a. So then my equation is g of x is equal to 3, absolute value, x plus 4 minus 6. That's our equation. Okay, so here's our third example. We're going to let a equal 1 this time. Let's put them down here. So hk, my vertex, is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. So it's going to be 5, 3. Oh, I got to use the y-intercept because I've got 0, 0, right? So 0, 0. All right. So again, a is 1, so I'm not going to write it this time, but I'm going to have 1 over b and x minus h plus k. All right. So I guess, all right, so this 0 right here is my g of x. 1 over b is unknown. This 0 is this x right here. And then this 5 is my h. Close my absolute value. And that is my k. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 3. So I'm going to get negative 3 is equal to, now I'm going to go 0 minus 5, which is negative 5. Negative 5 times 1 is 1 over, or excuse me, 5 over b, or negative 5 over b. The absolute value of negative 5 over b is 5 over b. So multiply by negative 3. So I get negative 3b is equal to 5. Divide by negative 3. So I get negative 5/3. Okay? All right. So I know I'm going to have 1 over b. But I know that my b is 1 over negative 5/3, which I can't have. So I need to multiply by negative 3/5 to both top and bottom so it cancels out. So that's got to be negative 3/5. So when I write my equation, it looks something like that. Okay? Okay. So next we're going to go into word problems. I'm going to write this one up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to